Hello, everyone! Today, I bring you a story that has turned the entertainment world upside down. It's about the unexpected encounter between Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir during the Elle-Style Awards Gala. A night meant to shine with fashion and glamour, but one that ended up being remembered for a silence that said it all. Everything began normally. Demet arrived with her usual elegance, simple yet dazzling, calmly answering questions on the red carpet. But in the middle of an interview, something no one expected happened. Without warning, Can appeared behind her. There were no flashes, no shouts, just a movement that changed the atmosphere of the place. Witnesses say that when Demet noticed his presence, she barely turned her head. That look, analyzed over and over again on social media, was interpreted as surprise, control, and contained emotion. Celebrity shows dubbed it the language of glances. They say Can's silence was more striking than any words. He didn't greet, didn't explain anything. He was just there, in total silence. Some called it a bold gesture, others an unnecessary show of strength. But everyone agreed on one thing. That moment eclipsed the entire gala. The team paused the interview for a few seconds, and although Demet maintained her professionalism, the tension was noticeable. Later, several guests claimed she moved away from the center of the hall, while Can left the venue shortly after. Coincidence or staged scene? That's the big question. Social media was divided. Some insisted it was a genuine surprise. Others that it was a perfectly calculated strategy. Among the most repeated comments was one that summed it all up. It wasn't an encounter. It was a message. The event's organizers and the brands involved made no statements, and that silence only fueled more speculation. The truth is, that night, dedicated to style and elegance, ended up becoming a metaphor for the past and the present, for how sometimes silence can have more power than any word. And so this story, real or not, has already become part of showbiz folklore. Because there are nights remembered not for the awards or the speeches, but for a moment when silence spoke louder than everything else. In my opinion, the whole story surrounding Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir has turned into a media phenomenon that often drifts away from reality. I understand why so many people want to believe there's an eternal love between them, a kind of fairy tale born during the filming of Erkenci Kuş. However, as some comments point out, there are too many inventions and rumors that do neither Can nor his career any justice. Sometimes it seems the public prefers to feed the myth rather than acknowledge how much Can has worked to build a solid professional identity beyond any imagined romantic relationship. To me, Can Yaman seems like an intelligent and determined man. He has a background in law, and that shows in the way he manages his image and public statements. I don't think he's someone easily swayed by media chaos or false stories. On the contrary, I get the impression that he's learned to use that excessive interest to strengthen his personal brand, carefully choosing projects that reinforce his international reputation. I understand those who accuse him of being arrogant or distant, but I think behind that facade is someone simply protecting himself from the constant noise surrounding his private life. People tend to mix fiction with reality. Many, as I've read in some comments, still dream of seeing a series based on the real life of Can and Demet, or even hope they'll one day confirm their relationship. But honestly, I find it unfair to reduce Can Yaman's career to a simple romantic chapter. His talent, discipline, and ability to reinvent himself deserve more recognition than the rumors circulating online. In the end, behind the myth is an actor striving to maintain balance between his public life and his authenticity.